Oh my gosh, happy Friday. I wanted to play some music as always. Is everyone excited that it's the weekend? I sure am. I'm so ready for it. And I hope everyone's having a great Friday. I hope you have awesome plans. All right. So, anyways, I want to go ahead and get started. So today is the fifth day of our 7-day challenge, which is super exciting. And one of the things I want to talk about today is specifically around summer programs. And I know so many of you are like, really? Summer programs? It's still January. And for a lot of you, it's freezing outside. Here in Houston, Texas, it's pretty cold. It's about 63 degrees. And I know you're probably like, 63 degrees? That is nothing, but no joke. Got a sweater and everything. For us, it is freezing. Someone walked into my spin class this morning wearing a full-on coat, bubble jacket with Uggs. Yep, 60 degrees in Texas. That's what happened. Now, today's exciting because, first of all, it's Friday, and I decided to do this video a little later today because I know that, everyone's got different schedules, and I wanted to try a different time for everyone. So I am so excited to be here, so excited to have you guys on for our awesome Friday. Now, what I want to do today is first obviously introduce myself. I am Neha. I am founder of College Shortcuts and Elite Private Tutors, and I'm helping to make sure students get into the college of their dreams in a stress-free and easy way. And with Elite Private Tutors, we make sure to make moms' lives easier every single day. So I'm so excited to have you guys on, and I really want to talk to you about summer. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, it's the New Year's just happened, my kid just finally got their backpack together, and I'm trying to get in the swing of the semester, but see, there's no swing into. That should have happened like the beginning week of January, and now you're in it. So summer, one of the biggest things that people don't realize is February 1st is actually a deadline for a lot of top summer programs. You're like, February 1st? Yeah, like next week. Of course, there are some programs, summer programs that are due March, April, May, etc., but you are looking at some of the top programs that are ending soon. So what I want to go over today are 3 options that your child has to look for in the summer. Now, back in the day, a lot of students would just watch MTV and watch TRL and hang out. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's a lot of what they did. And I know you're probably like, TRL, seriously? And I'm like, yeah, TRL, no joke. I'm going to make sure and check that my technical stuff is working. One second, let's take a look. Okay, all right, so let's talk about the 3 types of things you can do. The first thing, obviously, is to do specifically summer courses. Now, a lot of students will travel across the country or globally to go to a top university and participate in their summer program. So, for example, there are classes ranging from, history classes to chemistry classes to STEM camps to classes about artificial intelligence. You name it, there's a topic, there's a college doing a summer program. Hi, Nikia, nice to see you on. I love the consistency, by the way. All you moms that sign on and say hi, go ahead and like the page, like the video. I was supposed to wear that shirt, the like shirt. I need to write it on my list of things after this. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna wear it tomorrow. We'll make it a casual Saturday. I had an important meeting this morning, which is huge, and we've got some really exciting partnerships coming through for College Shortcuts. I can't even begin to tell you how big some of the partnerships are about to be for this year. I just got off the phone with someone and flying out to California in February to finish up that partnership. So really exciting stuff going on in our offices. Okay, so let's talk about summer programs. Right, so I was telling you about specifically the concept of going to these courses. So some of the most beautiful resumes I see or where students are doing things in the summer. And a lot of them will do, for example, a camp at Stanford or a camp at Berkeley, or they'll do a Harvard or Columbia program, etc. In Houston, a lot of people go to Rice for the summer and take a course. And it's about taking classes that your child is interested in to show that they are passionate about something. And one of the best ways for a high schooler to do that is to do it academically by participating, going on a college campus, learning adaptability, learning to take action in what they're interested in. And sometimes college, it's one of those things where you're nervous about sending your kids somewhere. And what I will say is a lot of these programs are made for sophomores, juniors, so they're a little older and they're ready to, have your kid there. So that is one of the major things that a lot of parents do is they'll send their kid to a top university and possibly a university of their choice to show even more interest, because if you do incredible there, a lot of times you can get a letter of recommendation, which is awesome, and then you can pull that and make sure you have that for the college application process. So that's number one. Number two, and before I go into number two, I would love it. I see a lot of people signing on, so if you can go ahead and like the page, and if you can comment below, tell me your name, where you're from, what grade your kid is in. Go ahead and just type it. Today's casual, happy Friday. So I would love for us to connect. And remember, this is all about Q&A. You can ask me questions during it, etc. The second thing that people do is they travel. I remember as a kid, we used to travel all the time. It's actually why I love to travel as an adult, because we were always going to India, or we were going to different places. And those family trips really mattered to me. Even when I was 9 or 10, I remember going to Europe and, just exploring. And, you think maybe your kid may not be interested in those things, but I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference and impact, on their lives later. So travel's huge, and there's some incredible programs. I was actually at the headquarters of an office yesterday, a partnership we're looking into, where they put together these incredible trips for students to have an independent immersion experience in Latin America. So what I will tell you is travel is huge, and one of the biggest things that your child can do is write a whole essay later on about their experience in another country, learning emotional intelligence, learning agility, adaptability, learning resilience. Travel, just so you know, there's something they always say, and since February, the month of love is coming, they say if you can't travel with your partner, they may be, X'd out, right? So same thing with, taking your kid on a trip or allowing them to go with other students. They have to learn to cope. And that's a big deal. And summer's a wonderful time to travel and get out there and take a break from the routine of everything. So that's another big thing we see a lot of students do. It's not just about, doing the same things or doing school the whole time. Sometimes if you have the budget and ability to do it, travel can be an incredible experience. And there's some programs that exist for high schoolers where you can do travel plus a summer class, which is really cool. Hi, Taposh. I see you have a student in 8th grade going into 9th grade. Just want to say hi, and they want to do college in the US. So it's so exciting. We've got people on, I think it's like midnight in India, which is huge, that are logging in. So glad to see you. Glad to see you too. Okay, so we've got the summer programs in terms of school. We've got the concept of going to travel. And then, of course, the third thing that can also be done is internships and externships. Now, a lot of people say, well, my kid's too young, so they can't get an internship anywhere. That's a lie. Let me tell you why I know that. As a teenager, I remember I worked, and you're going to laugh at this, I worked as a tutor, right? That was one. Because, I'm a nerd, so I was able to use my brain and tutor kids, and that was the thing. And that's how I found out what I love to do, right? Summers are a great time to explore. Second thing I did was I worked at Payway as a waitress. And at one point, I spilled sauce all over someone's coat, and I got fired. By the way, I was the worst employee. Let's just listen to this high school-wise. I worked for a magazine, a wedding magazine, because I thought I was going to run a magazine. And I kept showing up late as a teenager because I didn't want to wake up early because I'm not a morning person. And I got fired as an intern. All right. I worked at a flower store. And that was really fun, actually, because I do love flowers. Love flowers. Anyone want to send them? Go ahead and send them to my office. So love flowers. Let's see, what else is there? What else do we do? What else did I do? Payway, flower store, magazine. These are all different summers, just so you know. There was, there was this one time I worked at, those paint your pottery places? So I worked there, and my job was to put things in the kiln. The kiln is the thing that they put your potted things you paint and you stick them on there. Well, one of the things you have to do is put them on stilts, and I forgot to do that. So everything I put in the kiln blew up. I got fired from that internship. So I guess what I really learned in the end that is I was built to be an entrepreneur. And then I also worked in my parents' office. They were entrepreneurs as well. So every summer I had stuff going on. I was not sitting around watching MTV all day, putting garbage into my brain. I was learning what I was good at. I was failing at things. I was trying new things, and I was getting out there. And you may be wondering, how did a 15-year-old get an internship at a top magazine as the only intern? Or how did I get an internship, working at a pottery place? Well, you know what I did? I asked for it. I walked in and I said, hi, this is my name. Here's my resume. I'm in high school. I'm willing to work for free. And guess what, guys? Economy is hurting. They'll take labor that's free. And they also love to mentor people. There's a lot of us older people that love to mentor. I know College Shortcuts, we sometimes are just looking for, right now I'm looking for an intern with video editing, like it's not that we're not, trying to, sorry, I got interrupted in my thought, but what I'm trying to tell you is it's so important to realize that internships are a way to explore and try new things. And a lot of the lessons I learned as an intern have now made me an incredible adult moving forward. So, one of the biggest things, and I see Taposh, I'm not sure if that's a joke or not in your comment. I might delete that one. We'll delete that comment. That wasn't a very nice one. Let's stay nice, everyone. Today's a nice day. It's Friday. But what I would like to say is getting your kids out there, trying new things is extremely crucial in helping them master their passion. And if you haven't signed up for my webinar at collegeshortcuts.com, that webinar I'm doing next week, we've got a few slots left, is where I specifically go ahead and talk a lot about the college process. And the third point I make in my presentation is about mastering your child's passion. And the only way to show that is not just sending them to school, getting the best test scores. It's also about getting out there and making sure that they are trying new things and they are exploring, and that they're committing to things that they love. So, like I said earlier, the 3 top things that students can do. Number 1, make sure that they're involved either in a summer course on a college campus. Number 2, they travel. Or number 3, they get an incredible internship. And I'm not saying they have to do all 3. They've got 3 summers before they have to apply to college. They've got freshman summer, sophomore summer, and junior summer. So you've got 3 opportunities to do different things. Now, I'm not telling you to slam their schedule and not get a break. I'm telling you, these are the 3 things that we see when we reverse engineer what it takes to get into a top college. These are the kinds of things that we see. Now, I would love to take a moment here. I see a lot of people are still signing on. If you can go ahead and comment below, let me know what grade your kid is in and maybe what you have done for the summer. Have you planned for the summer or not? Are you still thinking about it? Has your child shown interest in anything? Go ahead and comment below because I'd love to know where you're at in the process. Super curious. And go ahead and like the video as well. I know Friday, everyone's a little relaxed today. Oh, how sweet of you. Thank you, Taposh. I was a little worried there. He's like, it is a joke, of course. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so failure. I love it. Taposh was talking about the concept of failure. Guys, summer's a great time to fail, just a heads up. A lot of people are worried if their kids are going to fail in class. We don't want that, right? We want them to do well, to have mentors to help them get through the academics, even if they're struggling. But summer's a great time to explore. I always talk about this one time I went to work under a doctor at MD Anderson and how I thought that I wanted to cure cancer. And I remember going and saying to myself the day after, I was like, no, there's no way that I really want to go and work in a lab for the rest of my life. I wasn't meant to be in a lab all day long. So what I'm trying to explain to you is it's so important to look at different opportunities, to try them out, and let your kid fall sometimes. The summer's the best time to do it. I'm going to go ahead and like this. Okay, Nikia says, 8th grader, son has been on college campuses since 6th grade in residential programs for leadership and space camp, future aerospace major. Awesome. So Nikia, as you can see, is making sure that she's helping her child and enabling him to find amazing opportunities. Nikia, that's awesome, by the way. And Nikia, just has been on almost every video I've done this week for our Dream Challenge. She's been awesome. But it's amazing. She wants to make sure her kid has the exposure to try things. Nikia, you should send your kid to NASA down here in Houston. We've got some great programs too. But yeah, what I will say is the summer is a wonderful time for exploration. So go ahead and like the video. Today's going to be a little bit of a shorter video. If you have any questions right now, go ahead and ask them. I'd love to answer them. But today was all about keeping it light, keeping it fresh, letting you know that summer is around the corner, deadlines are around the corner. So start creating a list, talk with your child, sit down with them tonight and say, hey, I know summer is far away, but what are some subjects you like to do? So I'd ask them that first. What is a subject you love? Number two, what are things you like to do in terms of outside of school? I was working with a student recently and they said, I love travel and I love fashion. And I was like, dude, and this is one of the strategic consultants I work with. I work with only a handful of small students that get to become part of the College Shortcuts family as a mastermind. And I'm working with this 10th grader and she said, I really love fashion and travel. So I helped her to come up with an exact program that really fit well for her and a few other things through the semester in terms of workshops and also great summer opportunities that she's really excited about. So it's about making sure your child has that plan. Nikia's already on NASA. She said, I already got that list for 10th grade. Soul says, yes, I am looking for programs. Yes. So the first thing you want to do is sit down and talk with your child. Find out what they're passionate about. What do you love to do? What do you hate to do? For example, if a student loves fashion and travel, I'm not going to stick them in a STEM camp or a computer hackathon, right? Like that doesn't make sense. We want to stick them into programs that they love. And then you want to start researching and looking into summer programs. Maybe they have to be in your area based on budget or your comfortable levels of sending your kids somewhere. And that's totally fine, just so you know. You don't have to move. You don't have to send your kid far away. These are just recommendations if those are available to you. We've seen some kids do an incredible travel experience and then they decide they want to go do college like abroad in the end. So sometimes it's about opening your kids' horizons way past your own state. But for some people, it works better if they're just near home and they're just doing a summer program, and that's awesome. Rice is in my backyard. I went to Rice University. Not a bad place to do some summer programs. They're known for their summer program camps. So definitely sit down tonight with your kid, ask them what they're interested in, find out what they want to do, and then really start creating a plan of action with them. I mean, this is what I do one-on-one with students because so many times they'll say things to their parents like, Mom or Dad, summer's 3 months away. I'm trying to focus on my test tomorrow, or, they get kind of defensive about planning out their future. And so that's why a lot of times I do this, we have our peak performance student program that we launch every year at the beginning of the year. And we really help students one-on-one where I get to call them, talk with them twice a month, be like, okay, what do you want to do? What's going on? How's it going socially? What's going on? This, that, and other. And we make sure it's a mentorship program that kids are not falling through the cracks and that they are strategically planning out their years as a high schooler. Let's take it here. Look, Soul says, my child's interested in history and politics. That's awesome, Soul. So we might have another, a really cool politician in the future, or possibly a really cool senator, or a really cool lawyer, or whatever it is that he wants to be. But Soul, definitely look into programs in your area and nationally if that's an opportunity around those topics, and then show them to him. Maybe sit down together. This is a great bonding experience for parents and students. We want to get on the same page. The post says, need a small info from you. My son is cleared for grade 4 piano from Trinity College, London. Should have passed final grade. Sorry, it's hard to read this. Great question. So, suppose this would be kind of like a consulting question, but let me see how I can answer this. Yeah, Tapush, I think you need to send me a message because I'm a little confused by the comment. If you don't mind, shoot me a message. It's a little confusing about the piano and then London and then the US. So go ahead and shoot me an email or a private message on the Facebook page, and that way we can go ahead and get that handled for you. So anyways, so guys, summer, it's coming up. It's coming up. I know that sounds crazy, but I was sitting down in the offices of a major headquarter company where they send over 600 to 800 students a year travel-wise nationally around the country to Latin American countries. We're probably going to do a partnership in the next few weeks together talking about more summer opportunities, so stay tuned for that in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But what I'm here to tell you is don't allow yourself to do your timeline based on your teenager. See, teenagers, just so you know, their brain is not fully developed. We tend to talk about how we think that they should plan out what they want to do, but let me tell you how they plan. I once had a mom call and say, hey, can you speak to my teenager? And I was like, okay. And this was years ago. And she goes, "Hi, can I have a tutor at my house?" And I go, "Sure, when would you like them?" They're like, "Can they come in 30 minutes?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, what? What are you saying?" They're like, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, well, are you free later this evening? I can see what I can do." She goes, "No, I need them in 30 minutes. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Teenagers think like everything should be instant. That's how they think. They don't think like, oh, I need to plan ahead. And their brain it's not formed to think from point A to B to Z yet. They're not there. As an adult, that's your job to explain to them how things work, but to also help them implement and plan. I can't tell you how many teenagers that are last minute, and they are top 1% of their high school class, and they still don't know how to plan ahead. And I'm telling you, it's totally normal. So stop fighting with your teenager to try to have a behavior that's not innate in them because their brain's not formed. So when I'm talking about summer programs, I'm talking to you. You. All right, Nakia says, can you talk about summer jobs versus enrichment activities and programs? I love the likes. Everyone like my video if you're loving it. I'm noticing everyone loves it when I get real with you as parents. So funny. Even yesterday, I was on the phone for 2 hours. And we ended up closing some strategic consulting clients yesterday. I've got one spot left in my program. It's been unbelievable. Apparently yesterday's video really struck a nerve. Let's see, Nikia says, can you spend time talking about summer jobs? Okay, so there's opportunities like a summer job versus enrichment activities. Now, I'm going to get real frank here. If your kid's working like as a clerk at Forever 21 versus doing a summer class somewhere, you got to look at which one's going to look better. And in all honesty, it's going to look a lot better if they're doing enrichment over working at like Forever 21 doing whatever, if that makes sense, right? Long gone are the days where taking jobs at retail stores make a huge difference. Unless your kid has to work there in order to afford schooling, that's a different story. But what I'm trying to tell you, summer jobs really should be internships in things they're interested in that they can get by either shadowing or reaching out and pushing forward, or using your own network as a parent and saying, and hustling and saying, hey, my kid's interested in XYZ. Would you be open to shadowing, letting them just be silent and watch you, or letting them intern with you for free? I mean, that's what I mean by summer job, Nikki. I don't mean like just working at a local coffee shop or whatever. Those jobs, yes, they exist and they are important for the economy. But in terms of helping your child find their passion, unless they want to be a barista, which no problem to that, you want them to explore things and try things they've never done before. So that's what I mean when I talk about summer jobs versus, and the description of summer jobs versus like enrichment activities and programs. You have to think about, thanks, awesome, Nikia's got it, cool. She's like, I got it, thanks, I got it. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, well, happy Friday. I am so glad to have each and every one of you on. I will be on tomorrow and Sunday for our 7-day challenge. I know so many people are like, what, it's the weekend? I'm like, yeah, I work weekends. I love my kids that I work with. So just so you know, make sure to sign up for a webinar at collegeshortcuts.com. Scroll down on the homepage right there. There's a webinar to register. It's free, guys, free. And it's next week. I've only got 10 slots left there. If you guys are interested in our Peak Performance Student Program, where I literally am by your child's side, making sure they get stuff done, and I mentor them on their social life, academics, personal life, making sure they're happy, healthy children, PM me. I've got 1 spot left in my program for this year. And for all the junior parents out there about to walk into college consulting, let me know. We have a whole team here that can absolutely help with your needs. I hope this video was helpful. Go ahead and like the video. It makes a huge difference. Facebook really appreciates it. If you like or comment below, it makes a big difference for us on Facebook itself to be able to tell the word to parents across the world. And I want to tell you, I really hope you have an amazing weekend. I have an incredible last 48 hours. We've got some incredible partnerships going on. I'm traveling a lot in the next 2 months for speaking engagements. We've got some incredible things happening here at College Shortcuts. Ooh, I got a heart to you too. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow and Sunday we'll be on at 11 o'clock. So excited to see you. Hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend. Love each and every one of you. Remember to hug your kids tight. Tell them you love them. And make sure you have fun through their academic experience. Bye.